Good morning, children. Welcome back to Commerce class. As you know, we have started our first unit, Financial Market Stock Exchange. In that, we are discussing about first part, that is financial market. In that, in the first video, we learnt about what is financial market. In the first part, in the first video, we learnt about what is finance, working capital, fixed capital, types of financial markets, all the basic concepts we learned in the first video. In the second video, we discussed about what is money market, classification of money market, functions of money market, and after that, instruments of money market. Fine. In this third video, we shall learn about what do you mean by capital market, what are the functions of capital market, and classification of capital market. At the same time, we are also discuss about the differences between primary market and secondary market. I guess, children, you people are getting some basic concepts through these videos. I request you watch the videos, take the screenshots of these slides and prepare the notes. These notes are very much useful to you while writing the exams. Hope you people are doing this. Fine. Now let us enter into the session. So the today's topic is capital market. Capital market. So let us know first of all what do you mean by capital. Capital, it includes the cash and other assets owned by an individual or business is called as capital. Children, here the cash and assets collectively known as capital. We know familiar with the word cash. Cash nothing but currency. But whenever we hear the word assets, generally students will get the doubts. What are the types of assets? Let us see a few types of assets. First one is physical or fixed assets. Children, the examples are land, buildings, machinery, etc. The second category is financial assets. Examples: securities, shares, bonds. These all are the various examples of financial assets. So here, children, we need to understand that the fixed assets and financial assets, these both assets have physical presence. That's why we are calling them as tangible assets. But whereas the another category, that is intangible assets. The another category is intangible assets. Examples are goodwill, patents, trademarks, etc. All these assets comes under intangible assets. These assets have no physical presence. That's why we are calling them as intangible assets. Hope children you got some idea about types of assets. Children, look at this slide. Here you find household savers, business, government and capital. Whether the capital is needed for household savers, is it compulsory for the business to have capital? Whether the government is also in need of capital? Let us see in detail. Children, household savers. Yes, these household savers also need capital to lead their life happily and to lead the luxurious life. Like they need four-wheelers, two-wheelers, building, etc. So all these all are comes under cash and assets. When a person is having cash and these assets, then only he can lead his life happily. So the household savers in need of capital. When we come to business firms, we know that to start a new business or to expand our business, the business firms need the capital. At the same time, government also in need of capital to conduct the various welfare programs like construction of dams, making the roads, providing power facility to all the villages, constructing of hospitals, schools, etc. To conduct all the welfare activities, the government also require the capital. So with this slide, we come to know that the capital is needed for household savers, business firms and government too. Okay, then where this capital is available? Now, market. What is the definition of market? We know this. So general definition of market is, it is a place where two parties come together to facilitate the exchange of goods and services. So it is a place where the buyer and seller both come together to exchange their goods and services. That is called as market. Fine. Now what about capital market? Fine. See here. The definition is the market where long-term finance is provided to the business firms through the sale of securities is called as capital market. So the long-term finance is provided in the capital market. How the long-term finance is going to be generated? By selling the securities. The place where long-term finance is provided by selling the securities is called as a capital market. Children, are you getting? Fine. Now let us go for another slide. Then who actively participate in the capital market? Just now we discussed it. Who are in need of capital? We discussed that common public like household savers, then business firms and government. Let us see with examples. Private manufacturing companies. Example, Reliance, TVS Motors, Asian Paints, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. These all are the various private institutions who participate in the capital market. Then government, just now we discussed it. To conduct the various welfare activities, the government is also in need of capital. Then special financial institutions like various banks like Exim Bank, Imports and Exports Bank, then SIDBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India, then IFCI, Indian Financial Corporation of India, then LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, National Housing Bank. These all are the various financial institutions who actively participate in the capital market. Fine. Then persons and savers are also the active participants of the capital market. Now, children, the another concept is capital market functions. Children, it is very important topic, capital market functions. We can expect for 5 marks or 10 marks in the examination. So listen carefully. First point is funds mobilization. Here the funds mobilization nothing but funds are mobilized from surplus areas to the deficit entities with the help of various intermediaries, brokers, underwriters, depositors. Okay, for what purpose? For the economic growth of the country. The surplus resources are mobilized to the entrepreneurs or borrowers. These people are called as deficit entities. So wherever the surplus resources are available, those surplus resources are mobilized or transferred to the deficit entities so that the gap can be fulfilled and the productivity may take place so that economic growth is possible. Hope you people got some idea. Fine. Next. Here another function is savings nature. It encourages the savings motive among the people as they get returns in the form of interest, dividends, bonus. So the people, the savers or investors who participate in the capital market, they are going to get the returns in the form of capital, dividends and bonus. When the investors are getting higher benefits, so obviously the savers are also come forward to invest their money in the capital market. Okay, this is also one of the function of capital market. The next one is mobilization of capital. Here it encourages the investment by mobilizing the capital through financial institutions. Just now we discussed it. What are the financial institutions? The financial institutions are SIDBI, NABARD, NHB. These all are the various financial institutions who actively participate in the capital market, who actively invest their funds in the capital market. Okay, so the mobilization of capital is also one of the important aspect or function of the capital market. Then capital market functions, in that another concept is promotes economic development. The capital market's another function is promoting economic development. See here, it promotes the economic development of the country. Proper allocation of surplus funds in the expansion of trade and industry, both in public sector and private sector, improves the economic growth of the country. Here, whatever the surplus resources are there, all those surplus resources are exchanged or mobilized to the deficit or borrowers entities. So, surplus resources are mobilized to the deficit entities like borrowers or entrepreneurs. These entrepreneurs will invest their resources in various productive activities so that the value will be generated or profit will be generated. The generation of profit leads to the capital formation. Capital formation nothing but economic development. Let us understand with an example. For example, in our Telangana government, we are seeing that the Raitu Bandhu scheme was initiated. Say the government has mobilized the surplus resources to the deficit entities like farmers. The farmers will invest that money or resources in the agricultural productive activities so that the agricultural productive activities will generate some value or profits, which leads to the capital formation, nothing but economic development, so that the farmers purchasing power will increase. When they earn the profits, the farmers purchasing power will increase, which leads to the economic development. The next one is reduction of speculation. It facilitates the reduction in speculation and unproductive activities. Here, the word children, generally we find this word in stock market. It means assuming the future scenario. Assuming the future scenario. So whether the security price will increase or decrease. Fine. So earlier there were many fraudulent activities took place in stock market. Okay, that is because of lack of proper information or accurate information in the stock market. So the investors faced a lot of problems while buying and selling of their security. But whereas now the data is available online, so that now the unproductive activities are not in practice. Now next one is price stabilization. It stabilizes the prices of securities and reduces the fluctuations in prices to the minimum. So here children, we need to understand that in money market also we discussed that the money market activities are also regulated by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. In the same way, the capital market activities are regulated by SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. So the SEBI always have an eye on the activities of the capital market. So it regulates all the fluctuations in the prices of securities. Hope you got some idea. The next one is capital market classification. Here the capital market got divided into two types. One is primary market, another one is secondary market. Children, look at here. It is concerned with the issue of children. Here the primary market. It is concerned with issue of new shares. It is called as new issues market. Whereas secondary market, it deals with the buying and selling of securities which were already issued in the primary market. Children, here the issues of new shares, when the company issues its shares to the public first time, that comes under primary market. Whereas secondary market nothing but where the buying and selling activities will take place continuously, that is called as secondary market. Now let us see the differences between primary market and secondary market. Primary market, it deals with buying of securities, whereas secondary market, it enables both buying and selling of securities. Then primary market, it enables the management of the company to decide the value of securities. The value of security, the price of the security is decided by the management in primary market, whereas in secondary market it enables the demand and supply to determine the price of securities. So it completely depended on the demand and supply of security. Fine. The next one is it has no fixed geographical location, whereas the secondary market, it is located at specific places. Let us say, for example, BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, and NSE, National Stock Exchange, which is located in Delhi. Fine. Then next one is in primary market, it is concerned with issue of new shares. Just now we discussed it. It is about issue of new shares. Then secondary market, it is concerned with marketing of existing shares. Fine. Then primary market, it enables the company to sell securities to the investors directly or through intermediaries. So when the company wants to issue their shares to the public, they can directly issue to the public, or they can appoint any intermediary company, like for example, let us say Karvy company, Karvy brokerage company. So they can sell the securities of particular company. Like that, they can appoint any intermediary company or brokerage company to sell their shares or securities. Fine. Then when we come to secondary market, it helps the holders of securities to exchange their securities. That means nowadays we are seeing everything is available on internet. The data is available on websites, so that the security holder directly they can exchange their securities. The next one is in primary market, it is directly connected with the promotion of capital formation, whereas in secondary market it is indirectly connected with the promotion of capital formation. So these are the important points which comes under the differences between primary market and secondary market. I guess you people are getting some idea. Children, I request you take out all the screenshots and prepare the notes. One more video